Travel robot presence. Top 10 things to do in France. Here is the list of to-do things in France. France serves to delight the romantically inclined with fairy tale castles, picture-perfect villages, and soaring cathedrals. And still, the country manages to impress realists together with its progressive yet contemporary styling. Whilst perusing the streets of Paris, be sure to take in the delights of the Eiffel Tower, which represents the modernized emblem of France. Then, venture to the Louvre Museum and witness famous masterpieces aplenty. Enjoy a day at the most elegant Palace of Versailles. Be sure to save some time for traditional French gastronomic delights and leisurely gourmet meals. Nevertheless, it's not merely about Paris. Each individual region in France comes with its own distinctive culture and cuisine. From the quaintest of fishing villages in Brittany that specialize in seafood and crêpes, to the cozy chalets dotted around the French Alps, where hearty cheese-based fondues and charcuterie are the indulgences of every day. Savor it all, and take gratification from the irresistible charms that France has to offer. Let's have a look at the best things to do in France. Here is the list of 10 things to do in France. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for our future updates. Let's start the video. Number 1. Paris, Musée du Louvre. Even the main entranceway to the Musée du Louvre is an artistic dream, as is befitting of the world's most visited museum. But there's not much time to linger gazing up at the glassy pyramid, for inside awaits the fantasy of the most ethereal collection of art the world has seen, with everything from the Code of Hammurabi, to Egyptian mummies, to Leonardo's Mona Lisa, and the Venus de Milo. The museum has endured the centuries-old political and social transformations of France, while still maintaining the vastness and beauty of the human mind under a single roof, thereby becoming a potent symbolization of French finesse and sensitivity. The building that the Louvre is housed in, the Louvre Palace, was originally built as a fortress in the 12th century. It opened its doors to the public as a museum in 1793. At the time, the museum had a humble collection of over 500 paintings. Today, it houses 480,000 pieces of artwork across 60,600 square meters, making it the largest museum in the world. The museum has a rich collection that spans work from ancient civilizations to the mid-19th century. It is home to some of the most famous artworks in the world, such as Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa and Virgin of the Rocks. The museum also has a vast collection of sculptures, including Venus de Milo and other objects from ancient civilizations. In 2018, 10.2 million people visited the Louvre Museum in Paris, making it the world's most popular museum of fine arts. While many credited a Beyoncé and Jay-Z's music video for their single Apeshit, in which they posed in front of Louvre artworks for the numbers, its consistent popularity, 9.6 million visitors in 2019, is indicative of the historical, cultural, and artistic significance of the museum. Number 2. Paris, Eiffel Tower, Tour Eiffel. As a way to commemorate the French Revolution's centennial celebration, the Eiffel Tower, which is the world's most visited paid monument, was constructed in 1889 by a company owned by Gustave Eiffel, the acclaimed bridge builder. If you're out on the Champs de Mars during the evening, you'll see the tower twinkle with its millions of multicolored lights, at which point you'll realize exactly why it's such a popular spot for marriage proposals. Irrespective of the time of day, however, it represents a very strong symbol to the French people, serving to not only commemorate but to unite and stir strong emotion. Also, check out these tips on Paris. Eiffel Tower, French Tour Eiffel, Parisian landmark that is also a technological masterpiece in building construction history. When the French government was organizing the International Exposition of 1889 to celebrate the centenary of the French Revolution, a competition was held for designs for a suitable monument. More than 100 plans were submitted, and the Centennial Committee accepted that of the noted bridge engineer Gustave Eiffel. Eiffel's concept of a 300-meter, 984-foot tower built almost entirely of open lattice wrought iron aroused amazement, skepticism, and no little opposition on aesthetic grounds. When completed, the tower served as the entrance gateway to the exposition. Number 3. Versailles, Versailles Palace, Château de Versailles. When Louis XIV relocated to the court of Versailles back in 1682, he certainly made a good choice. These days, the amazing hall of mirrors, the gilded royal apartments, the glittering enfilade throughout the bedrooms, and the intimacy of the works on the furnishings are all masterpieces fit for a king. Not to mention the meticulously manicured lawns and quintessential landscaping, which is keenly suited to a world of fairy tales. It all comes together as a symbol of the unconditional monarchy, while simultaneously functioning as one of the foremost tourist attractions in France. Number 4. Chartres, Cathédrale de Chartres. The beautiful soaring spires, the porches which are elaborately adorned with detailed sculpture work, and the stained glass windows from the 12th and 13th centuries conjure up the realization that the Cathédrale de Chartres symbolizes the front-runner of the echelon in French Gothic art. Although in 1134 much of the town of Chartres was destroyed by fire, the cathedral miraculously survived and became a major pilgrimage destination, as well as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1979. It truly is a masterpiece of French architecture. Number 5. Mont Saint-Michel, Abbaye du Mont Saint-Michel. On the border between Brittany and Normandy lies the Abbaye du Mont Saint-Michel, a legendary abbey that brings the artistry of medieval architecture and the forces of nature together. Sitting atop a tidal island, the abbey was given the accolade of a UNESCO World Heritage listing in 1979 and marks the symbol of French heroic resistance to the English during the 100 Years' War. The fortified walls encompass a picturesque Middle Ages village that flourished from the 11th century on. Its unique position of being only 600 meters from land made it easily accessible to pilgrims during low tide. More laterally, during the reign of Louis XI, Mont was converted into a prison, though now it has been revitalized into one of France's most visited tourist attractions. Number 6. Paris, Notre-Dame Cathedral, Cathédrale de Notre-Dame de Paris. Notre-Dame Cathedral in Paris became ever more popular on the publication of Victor Hugo's novel 1831, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Nevertheless, the church reflects the capital city's prestige all too well with its sizable lofty archways, ornate spires, rose-colored stained glass windows, flying buttresses, ribbed vaults, and not least, the indispensable gargoyles, all of which emanate the essence of Gothicism at its finest. Notre-Dame de Paris certainly deserves a place in the itinerary of every visitor to the capital city of France. Number 7. The Loire Valley, Les Vals de Loire. The River Loire twists and turns as it makes its way through the rolling hills of the valley, offering a naturally soothing spectacle, and setting the stage for something akin to heaven on earth. This beautiful area of blooming flowers and grandiose vineyards is dotted on both sides with over 1,000 charmingly elaborate chateaux. Follow the 174 miles, 280 kilometers, river from Sully-sur-Loire in Loire to Chalons-sur-Loire in Anjou, and you'll certainly agree that the valley truly deserves its UNESCO recognition. Number 8. Paris, Musée d'Orsay. Though the Louvre is considered to be the most impressive museum in France, the Musée d'Orsay, also located in Paris, is a very close second. Situated on the left bank of the Seine and housed in a bygone railway station, the museum plays host to paintings and sculptures that belong to a host of French artists. Nevertheless, the museum is famed for its considerable assortment of masterpieces from Impressionists and Post-Impressionists. There is no place on earth where you can witness such an extensive collection of artworks from Monet, Cézanne, Degas, and Renoir. Really, it doesn't take any level of fine arts expertise to fall in love with the Musée d'Orsay. Number 9. Nimes, Arenas de Nimes. Arguably the best preserved Roman amphitheater there is to be seen. This arena has been a dominant factor in the city of Nimes for almost 2,000 years. Due to the degree of perfection of Roman engineering, still today, we can witness and revel in events staged in the amphitheater, including popular musical and theatrical concerts, bullfights, and more, and all in such a venerable setting. The establishment is in close proximity to the Principality of Orange and the Pont de Dougarde, making the entire area a haven of antiquity. Number 10. Reims, Cathédrale Notre-Dame de Reims. Although acting as a runner-up to the cathedral in Chartres in terms of sculpting and ornamentation, Cathédrale Notre-Dame de Reims still represents a wonderful display of architectural artistry and royal history. Here, you will witness the synthesis of Gothic elements in harmony, unity, and remarkable balance. Although the subtle contrast between formal classicism and realism may not be so noticeable to the layperson, the overall grandness of the cathedral will no doubt make a lasting impression. It comes as no surprise that Reims Cathedral was drawn on UNESCO's list of World Heritage Sites in 1991. That brings us to the end of this video. If you love similar content like this, take a look at my other videos. And if you like it, please smash the like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. If you have further questions, feel free to comment down below. See you in the next video.